Alright guys, welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of Man of 1004 Bumps. I'll just go over some of the highlights of the first season. Was obviously me starting training, progressing through training enough to get into the ring for the first time, and having my first match, which is up on the channel for everyone to see. And also during that time, I was also promoted into the main roster, or the advanced training as well, after starting from the beginners and now making my way up all the way through to the sort of highest level and training with guys that are performing on a much more regular basis. So throughout this, we're going to see hopefully some more matches occur, and also more time training, and who knows what's going to happen. Further than that, the reason for the break in between seasons was because we had a show for the league that I'm a part of, which I didn't take part of, but it was also surrounded by holidays where we didn't have training and things like that. So I figured it was a good time to end the first season, because it was going to be like a 3-4 week period where there wasn't enough stuff for me to, or time for me to film, in order for me to get anything for the episodes, and it was becoming harder and harder to get stuff done because just life was in general busier. But now we're returning back to regular trainings. We shouldn't have too many interruptions. There will be a few gaps, because I'll be away at the end of the year and towards the start of next year. I'm heading to WrestleMania. There's going to be a lot of wrestling then, so I will be filming episodes while I'm in the States for that, so that'll be really good. In the meantime, I've also moved to a new apartment, which has been really good because there's actually a gym in the building where I'm living now. So I'm now training 3 times a week in the gym, and essentially doing 3 trainings a week of wrestling, which has been really good. It's gotten fitness levels up. It's also made me a lot better in the ring, and I've had a few matches in training, because that's what most of the advanced training is. It's essentially sitting and doing and planning out, and then having short 4-5 minute matches, and it's something that they've started to incorporate into the intermediate training, so it's the academy trainings that I'm doing as well, and that all of that has been really good. It means that I've gotten a lot more chance to not only write my own matches, but also train under match and fight simulations. And it also gets like a mix-up of who I face in the ring. So I've now faced I've now faced 2 people that are exclusively on the main roster, one being the head trainer, and another one being one of the other trainers in the league. And I've also faced a guy from 2 different guys from the academia level, one that has been both performing in the academia shows, but also has been performing the last couple of ones in the main roster shows, and one guy who was with me in the academia group has had more matches than me, but at the same time hasn't been on the main roster yet. And working with them has been great, because it's given me sort of a chance to work with different styles. Occasionally they'll mix it up with heel-face dynamics. So for the first time I've had to wrestle face, which is a new challenge. So we've got, and a few of the clips from this were definitely shown during the promo package. Today I had probably the match that I would consider my best, and I'll go through that now while I'm just talking over the footage. It was the stiffest match that I've had, and I think that has solidified something that I already knew going into it, and that was the type of wrestler that I wanted to be and the style of wrestling that I want to be doing is very much that strong style. The like kicks actually connect, the punches actually connect. There is something that I still need to work out in terms of when is it okay to go like a little softer. But as you can see in the highlights and in the match, you can see that the chops that I'm receiving now, they were fully stiff chops, and they were perfect. The sound that came out of them, the reaction that I also felt was exact. Like when you're getting hit in a strong style, there is less pressure to sell because you're not faking something. You're not like acting. It's reality. Like you can like point to exactly where you were hit and where the pain is supposed to be and exactly what that pain feels like, which is a big difference from me pretending to hit you and then you having to work out, well, this is the reaction that I would have if you hit me. And then the sound is also a lot more synthetic. If you hit different parts of the body, it's going to create different sounds. So if you do it in the like in the strong style, you're going to create a more authentic style than if I keep hitting myself in the chest and timing it to when I'm supposed to be hitting you. Like I can hit you in 3 different spots, but if I'm only hitting my chest or my thigh every single time, it's going to make the same sound, which isn't really logical and sounds a bit strange. But it's definitely something that I thought into, especially now that I've had this first very, very stiff match. Probably went a little too far with, like I said, just knowing when to go strong and when to sort of back off. But I mean, it was a lot of fun to do that sort of match. I hadn't worked with anybody yet who was probably willing or capable to go. A lot of the guys in the league prefer sort of the flashier, more synthetic sounds of kicks and back elbows where they're also like hitting themselves. It's something that's made a bit more popular. You can see in these clips, these strikes are connecting, but they're connecting for the most part to areas that you can go hard in, and you don't need to worry too much about sort of causing large amounts of damage. And so that was good. I've also been able to work with wrestlers of different sizes. I've worked with smaller guys, I've worked with bigger guys, and in that, like the clip that you're seeing now is me getting what I feel is better at my finishing move at the moment, which is the Samoan drop. It's a big thing that like I've recently been able to have a chance at looking back over previous footage that I took in the lead up to my first match and practicing some of the moves. And one of the good footage that I had from previous was both receiving and also doing a Samoan drop to somebody else, and how much my technique and my ability to sort of snap into it has changed over that time. I feel a lot more confident in doing that move now, and I think it looks a lot crisper. The one that was in the match that we just saw the highlights of was like properly, like timing was excellent. Like with a lot of the other ones, it's been a lot more sort of static and controlled, whereas the one that I hit in that match was very much like they're coming at me and I need to turn that straight away into a Samoan drop. Working the different dynamics, and that's about it. So there's another event happening in a month, followed by an academy show in January. Unfortunately, due to timing of my trip, it looks like I'll miss both of them, unfortunately, just because I won't be there for the preparation of the academy show. and I don't know if I'll have a match. If I'll be called up to the main roster in time for the December show. If I am, obviously, I will have every update here. But yeah, that's it so far from me. Good to be back for the first episode of season 2. And yeah, hopefully we'll have more updates in the weeks to come. Take care, guys. Bye.